button. Hit the like button. Pretty please hit the like button. Please do not block anybody. Every once in a while, someone might get timed out, but we're not going to block anybody. They're not blocked. Nobody's blocked. Everybody gets to participate on the channel over here. Everybody gets to talk. So I want to finish this so I can put this to bed. So we were here. This dude had written a sworn declaration okay, so let me real quick get to the right place so you guys can know, where we are. Hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button real fast. I mean, this is not fun for me, guys. This is not what I want to be doing. I'm not enjoying this. It's not a good time for me. I have other things I'd like to do with my life. This is completely off course from where I want to be. And that was the goal. We heard that in one of the recorded conversations that we have, where we got screenshots of the wicker before it was deleted. So we know that the whole point was that to get me off track, to affect my life. And you affected my income, which is why you got sued. So this is the sworn affidavit. So this says here, let me just real quick. None of the messages are available, so I can't see anything besides what I'm looking at here. Approximately 3 days later, on August 10th, DeCastro had his vehicle stolen, and there was rampant speculation as to whether this was a legitimate event or if someone on the channel had instigated theft. Did you guys see that right there? If someone on the channel had instigated the theft of my vehicle. That's pretty crazy, isn't it? Do you think that you're participating with good people when the question is whether or not the vehicle was stolen by someone on the troll channel, on that troll mafia channel? That definitely should not be allowed. It's a hate channel full of hatred. It's a hate channel. And the channel should be removed from YouTube. All the hate channels should be. It's sad. They're saying that they could have stole my vehicle. That's sad. By then, I had somewhat disengaged from the conversation, and topics after the prior day's events had having my ability to interact on the channel's comments and live stream restricted from my account. So this guy remembers like little details. I was somewhat disengaged from the conversation, and topic after the day's events had having my ability to interact with the channel's comments and live stream restricted. So he's upset about that. Guy's a mental. On or around September 2nd, my friend and I both received a large group message from Rich. This is November 1. Someone here, put that in the chat. I'm going to turn the chat on for a second. Chat's on. Put that in there. Put November 1. It's November 1-4, spelled out November, then O-N-E, and then the number 4. David Condon's here. Hey, David, were we walking down the street the other day? David Condon, good to see you. David, were we walking down the street the other day and someone pulled up to me in real life and had their camera running and said, Kate always wins? Did that happen? Is that creepy? Is that reasonable? That's beyond reasonable. That's it, Golden State. That's it. Everybody, no, not spelled out, Katie. Just like Golden State fan put it. November 1-4. He pretends like he's a billionaire. That's his whole game. He's a billionaire. Well, I would love to, Michigan, but I've got to take her down, and that's what I'm doing with this. This is a sworn affidavit here. So Rich was also pitching the idea of luring DeCastro, proposed debate. Rich was offering everyone $500 who could successfully interact and engage DeCastro and have him come on to a particular location where he would then engage DeCastro in a public debate on camera. So this is about Rich, you know. Oh, David Condon's rich, Ed. Ed wrote here, just so everybody knows what Ed wrote, because he doesn't understand how investing works. David Condon is an accredited investor. That's who that is. And so Ed, he said, I find it mysterious that David Condon would be hanging out with you after you allegedly lost all of his investment. Yep, I did. That's what entrepreneurs do. They raise money, and then the investors often lose the money. As a matter of fact, more investors lose money investing with people than they do ever make a profit. Did you know that? So a little fun fact for you there. And then Ed said, why would Condon be hanging out with me? Why would he be supporting you, do you think? I'll let David answer. Maybe because David's my friend. Maybe that's the reason why, because he's my friend. Could you believe that? Can you believe that? Can you believe that? So Rich is offering 500 bucks to people. That's what Rich is doing November 1, named Rich Gregson. I mean, the FBI should be investigating this. So there it is. Take it easy, Ed. I'm trying to get through something here and you're just distracting. So here it is. I made a bad decision and took the money. He took $1,000. I've got the receipts from him, from his Bitcoin account. So he took, I got to turn off the chat real quick, guys, so I can't see it. So I can't see any chats now. Sorry, guys. I made a bad decision and took the money is what he didn't put here that has to go here. I was largely unsuccessful, though, unaware of how many people were either involved in the same plan or any other amount of harassment that was going on at the time. I learned later that DeCastro was being inundated with fake messages, comments, and interactions. Although I was able to engage DeCastro in text conversation, he was unable to commit to anything in the way of meeting. Yeah, because I knew you were a troll. I knew you were a troll from the moment you wrote. I knew you were fake. That's why you couldn't get me to meet you anywhere, because you're being creepy. I wish I could show you guys the video, but I can't. So on September 15th, DeCastro published a video that affected me very personally and made me very upset. I decided to double down in contacting him. Not so much to troll him, but I was hoping to personally confront him about his video. After you took the $1,000 though. After you took the $1,000. Just be a little more honest in here. On September 21st, DeCastro and I had the first of our real-time interactions. He had called me out for participating in what Rich Gregson was formulating. What I encountered during those discussions was a man with an underlying passion for the mission he is on, but emotionally incapable of interacting or trusting anyone, and rightfully so. And admittedly, Mr. DeCastro was in a very bad place emotionally that caused he and I to have some severely negative interactions. Yes, that's true. I told him, he's leaving a lot of things out here. I got him to call me on video, and then I got a video of him. He can be identified by his video, because I knew he was a troll the whole time. And if you read his text messages, he starts off by offering me free cameras, free this. I can't say exactly because it can tip your hand to who he is. I gave him my word I would not reveal him if he participated in the affidavit and in the documentary that I'm making about what cyber bullies are and the levels of cyber bullies. You guys have heard me talk about it, but I've actually spent a long time identifying different levels of cyber bullying, and I'm not going to tolerate it. I won't put up with it. But he's skipping some stuff here. He's skipping that I communicated with him on September 21st. I communicated with him on video, and I got a video of that troll from my other phone. I recorded my FaceTime. And then said, well, tell you what, for me to serve you a federal subpoena, I'm going to have to identify you. And so on and so forth. And now here we are. I mean, absolutely no disrespect to Mr. DeCastro by stating that he was, and maybe is today, in a place of significant anger, paranoia, and distrust. Yes, yes. When you're being stalked by people openly and that's being allowed, yeah, I'm in a place of anger. I wake up angry because of my fake Ponzi scheme, my multiple lines of credit, my large sum of money I got from investors. These things that are lies about me makes me mad. That I sold a drug ever in my life, I never did. It's not true. Everybody knows you can be charged with anything. That doesn't make it true. You can't make it true because you wanted to. You have an obligation to look up to find out if that's true and then report the truth. Not to say, oh, he got arrested for this. He's a drug dealer. You're getting sued for that, honey. In a place of significant anger, paranoia, and distrust, I saw this in his unwillingness to link even in the basic or easily provable facts together. No, brother, I knew you were a fraud. So I'm not going to give a single inch to you. I was not going to link up with you in any way when I know that you're a fraud until I get you on camera. Then you and I can be more honest. Not because he couldn't, but because of how badly he had been targeted since sites once Troll Mafia and Chili Watch turned their sites and users against him. Due to his knowing that I had been part of the opposition, there was no opportunity for me to establish any trust with him now or in the future. Well, that's not true. We could trust each other later. Now that you're revealed, we're going to try to keep you sealed, but I may have to actually serve you with a deposition, and we'll talk to the judge about leaving you sealed because he has a legitimate concern of his job, of his safety, of being trolled by these crazy people who pay $500 to go make friends with somebody to get them. He says it on video, to get me. That's what he says. I've chopped the video down. You guys are just seeing finally the iceberg starting to come out of the water. You're starting to see what I've actually been sitting on for a very long time. It's sick. This is sick. I state this as fact because during some of our more negative interactions, he would accuse me of participating or even leading several back-to-back schemes, including canceling or modifying hotel or Airbnb reservations, offer of free places to stay or vehicles to use, leads on a stolen vehicle, attempted or successful hacks of computers, phones, and accounts. So you know how you get that little message from Google if you have a Google account or a YouTube account or an AOL account or a Gmail account or your bank account? In the past several months, I have received about 50. Hey, we're trying to log in Luxembourg. Hey, someone's trying to log in New York. Hey, someone's trying to log in Ohio. Is that you? No. 50 of those I've received. They're trying to hack into my emails, to my bank accounts, to my cell phone, to any kind of provider that they know I have. Bose, if they knew Bose was my provider, they would try to hack into my Bose account. That's happened. It's been happening. So finally, I just have someone with receipts of payment. So this is not just some frivolous thing, something I just wrote for fun. I'm not reading comments, guys, so I'm sorry if I'm not calling out names. It was only then I realized the depths and the depravity at which people had come after him. To hear these schemes and to the degree at which he had been targeted was both disturbing and sad, and caused me to question my own self for once being willing to participate even minorly in these nefarious activities. During the course of these interactions, Mr. DeCastro, with Mr. Rich and the other trolls associated with these Discord servers now know that I've exited from their efforts. I, too, am now subjugated to a much smaller measure of what DeCastro has experienced, but enough that I have to make several changes in my life regarding my online and technology Presence. Over the last month, my laptop and phones were infiltrated with spyware. I have been forced to replace my laptop, critical file applications, phone numbers, and other assorted technology. And this was someone on their side. You guys can look up Turtle Boy's blog, November 1, 4, November, the number spelled out 1 and then 4. And that was written by Kate. I have from Turtle Boy told me Kate wrote that. She writes it all about this guy, November 1, named Rich Gregson, who paid off this guy $1,000 in Bitcoin. I have the receipts. And I have to be able to produce those for federal court. So this is, I mean, I'm not sure if you guys think that this is appropriate. This is pretty disgusting. I mean, pretty disgusting. I don't really care what anybody says. You guys can say whatever you want. Doesn't really bother me. I'm just going to keep going. So, okay. There's some things on here that this guy wrote knowing that I would expose this. And so I'm not going to read those things. You don't get to those things publicized because you want to put your opinion out. You're just a troll who doesn't have any standing and no one pays attention to you. And so you want to blast out your beliefs through your affidavit that I'm not going to read. So it says, so this says, Mr. DeCastro's views and beliefs are wholly incompatible with my own. I'm fortunate in my life I can see past those views to still respect the real person Mr. DeCastro is. In the end, he's still a human with real emotions, real thoughts, and real goals. Additionally, being a public figure does not mean he's totally relinquished all measure of privacy and protection under the law. Social media technologies such as Discord and others have played a central role to this organization and execution of the nefariousness I have witnessed. Responsibility and moderation and how these technologies are used must be better established and held accountable to prevent these events in the future. Yeah, like stalking me is wrong. Stalking me is wrong. Hit the like button. Everybody hit the like button if you would, please. And so let me read you one more part of this, and then that's it. So this is the part that makes me the sickest. Like, identify a troll volunteer who would be willing to approach DeCastro with the offer of pet sitting services for DeCastro's dog and then commit the animal to the Humane Society. Could you even imagine that? Could you even imagine someone kidnapping my dog and giving my dog away? Like, could you even imagine that for a second? That is just so wrong. Oh, so wrong. So wrong. Yeah, so... Okay, guys, there you go. So cool. Now you guys got the 411. Now you know that she's been paying people. That's what you're a part of. It's just not right. You shouldn't allow this kind. And listen, I'm sorry that I have to report on this stuff, but this is real life going on in my life right now. And a lot of the people here who have contributed to me and bought my products off Delete Lawz and stuff, you guys have been a part of it. So I really appreciate your help and thank you. So, but everybody else, you know, it is what it is, because what you guys are going to see is, I'm hoping that this chick has to pay the price for what she's done. That's what I'm hoping. So anyway, you guys, and make sure you guys contact the California State Bar about MERB. MERB's out of control, and you always report hate channels. Always report hate channels. That hate channel's got to be taken down. You know, the hate channel's got to be taken down. It's really a bad thing that what's happening here. and eventually we're going to get it. We have a temporary restraining order hearing against Team Skeptic on November 1st. So we have a restraining order hearing against Skeptic on November 1st. And again, that is all metadata. There's not much of an oral argument there here in the state of California. So anyway, love you guys, and I will see you guys on the next one. Later, Gator.